welcome back to the Speak English podcast. Today, we're diving into some fantastic conversation starters.
Let's do it. It's going to be a great episode.
You understand English, but when it's time to speak, you go blank.
And then you say, I have no one to practice with.
Stop right there. Before you say, I can't practice English because I have nobody to talk to, I want you to listen to this very carefully.
Because in the next few minutes, we're going to show you something very real, something very practical. How a learner went from feeling scared to speak English
To feeling confident in just 3 months.
And the best part is, they did it completely alone.
No teacher,
No conversation partner.
no expensive classes.
Just 15 minutes a day, consistently.
And yes, you can start doing the same thing right after this video ends.
And stay with us till the end, because we are going to give you a complete plan, step by step, that actually works in real life.
Trust me, if Jake can do it, anyone can do it.
Hey, that's true. Let me show you how.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake, and we're really happy that you are here with us today.
So, Jake, how are you today? And how is everyone listening?
I'm doing very well, Anna, thank you. And I hope everyone listening is also doing great today.
On this podcast, we help you practice real-life English for everyday conversations in a simple and practical way.
And if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really supports us and helps us create more lessons for you.
Today, we are going to talk about a very important problem, something that almost every English learner faces at some point.
How to practice English when you're completely alone and you don't have anyone to speak with.
Because many learners say things like, I want to practice English, but I have no one to talk to.
I live in a place where nobody speaks English. What should I do?
And if you have ever felt this way, then this episode is exactly for you.
Because today, we're going to share simple ideas that you can follow using just 15 minutes a day.
Yes, only 15 minutes, which is even less than watching one episode of a series.
Anna, let me ask you something. When you were learning English, did you also practice alone?
Oh yes, all the time. In fact, most of my practice was completely alone. I remember I used to stand in front of the mirror and talk to myself, like I was having a real conversation.
In the mirror, really?
Yes, I know it sounds a little funny, but it actually worked very well for me. I would describe my day. Today, I went to the supermarket. I bought apples. I cooked dinner. Simple things, but spoken out loud.
That's actually a very smart idea. I did something similar, but I talked to my pet.
Your pet? Did it understand English?
Not at all, but it was a very good listener, and it never corrected my grammar.
That's perfect. No pressure at all. So yes, talking to yourself or even to your pet is actually a great way to start practicing.
But now, let's make it more structured. What exactly should someone do in just 15 minutes every day?
That's a great question. And this is where things become very simple.
Let's break this 15-minute plan into small, easy steps.
Yes, step by step, so anyone can follow it without feeling confused.
So first, let's talk about speaking practice, because speaking is the skill most learners struggle with.
That's true. Many people can read English, many people can even write good sentences, but when it's time to speak, they feel nervous and stuck.
I remember this feeling, Anna. I could write a perfect email, but when someone asked me a simple question, my mind just went blank.
Yes, that happens to many learners, and the reason is simple. They don't practice speaking regularly.
So here is the solution. Every day, spend just 5 minutes speaking out loud.
Only 5 minutes? Is that really enough, Jake?
Yes, it is enough to start, because the goal is not perfection. The goal is to build the habit of speaking.
That makes sense. But what should someone talk about if they are alone?
That's the best part. You can talk about anything. You can describe your room, talk about what you did yesterday, or explain how to cook your favorite meal.
So the topic is not important. Speaking is important.
Exactly. What matters is that you open your mouth and actually speak.
I personally like to describe what I'm doing in the moment. I'm sitting on a chair. I'm drinking coffee. The coffee is hot and it tastes good. Simple sentences, but spoken clearly.
That's actually a very smart method, Anna. It's like you're narrating your own life in English.
Yes, and sometimes I make it more fun. I pretend that I'm a YouTuber recording a video. Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to show you my morning routine.
That's actually very creative and also very effective. Because when you imagine an audience, you automatically try to speak more clearly and use better sentences.
Yes, you become more focused and more confident even when you're alone.
And this is the key idea. You don't need a real partner. You can create your own practice environment.
And slowly, day by day, your fear of speaking starts to go away.
So now we have 5 minutes of speaking practice. What should we do in the next 5 minutes?
Great. So now let's move to the next step, listening practice.
Yes, listening is just as important as speaking. And in many cases, it actually helps you improve speaking faster.
That's interesting. How does listening help speaking, Jake?
Because when you listen carefully, you learn how real English sounds, how words are connected, how sentences are spoken naturally.
So it's not just about understanding, it's about absorbing the language.
Exactly, that's the perfect word, absorbing. So for the next 5 minutes, you should listen to something in English.
But not in a passive way. You need to listen actively.
Active listening means you give your full attention. You focus on the words, the pronunciation, and the meaning.
So what should learners listen to? There are so many options. Podcasts, videos, songs.
Yes, all of them can help. But for beginners, short and simple content is better. For example, a short video of 5 to 10 minutes with clear and slow speaking.
Like our videos. We always try to keep things simple.
Yes, exactly. Or you can listen to news reports, TED Talks, or even children's stories.
I remember when I was learning, I used to listen to the weather report every morning. It was short, simple, and easy to follow.
That's a great strategy because repetition with simple content builds confidence.
And here's something very important. Don't just listen. Try to repeat what you hear.
Even if it's just 1 or 2 sentences, you listen, you pause, and then you say it out loud.
This technique is called shadowing, and it is one of the most powerful ways to improve your English.
Because when you do shadowing, you're training your brain, your ears, and your mouth at the same time.
You start copying the rhythm, the pronunciation, and even the emotion in the sentence.
I really enjoy shadowing. Sometimes I watch a short movie scene and repeat every line the actor says. I even try to copy their voice and expressions.
That sounds fun. Which kind of scenes do you practice with?
Mostly funny scenes, because comedy makes learning more enjoyable.
And that's very important. Learning should feel enjoyable, not stressful.
So now we have 5 minutes of speaking and 5 minutes of listening. What should we do with the last 5 minutes?
Great. So now we come to the last part of our 15-minute plan, the final 5 minutes, which you can use for reading or writing. Yes, and the good thing is you don't have to do both every day. You can choose reading on some days and writing on other days.
Let's start with reading, because reading is one of the easiest ways to practice alone.
For just 5 minutes, you can read anything in English, a short article, a blog post, or even social media captions.
I personally like reading news headlines because they're short, simple, and easy to understand.
Yes, that's a great idea. And when you see a new word, don't immediately open a dictionary.
Really? Then what should we do?
First, try to guess the meaning. Use the context of the sentence. This makes your brain more active and helps you remember the word better.
That's a very smart strategy, because learning becomes deeper, not just mechanical.
And if you read something interesting, you can talk about it out loud. Like, today I read about penguins. They live in cold places and they eat fish.
That's perfect. Now you're combining reading and speaking together.
Yes, 2 skills at the same time. Very efficient learning.
Now let's move to writing practice, which is also very powerful, especially when you're alone.
Writing helps you organize your thoughts and build correct sentence structure. You don't need anything complicated. You can write a diary, a short note, or even a simple list.
Or maybe a message to an imaginary friend?
Yes, why not? Dear Sarah, today I had a good day. I went to the park. I saw many dogs. Simple but meaningful.
That's actually a great way to practice. I used to write short messages on my phone, just 3 or 4 sentences about my day.
And that is enough. You don't need long paragraphs, you just need consistency.
And here is a very useful tip. When you are writing, say the words out loud at the same time.
This connects writing with speaking and helps you remember both spelling and pronunciation.
Oh, that's interesting. I never used that method before, but it sounds very effective.
Yes, small techniques like this can make a big difference over time.
So now we have completed all 3 parts: speaking, listening, and reading or writing. But what about consistency? How do we make this a habit?
That's a very important question because knowing what to do is one thing, but doing it every day is the real challenge.
Exactly. Many people start with motivation, but after a few days, they stop.
Yes, they practice for 1 or 2 days, and then life becomes busy and the habit breaks.
So let's make it very simple. Our plan is only 15 minutes a day. 5 minutes speaking, 5 minutes listening, 5 minutes reading or writing.
And the key idea is consistency, not perfection. You don't need to study for 2 hours in one day and then do nothing for the next 5 days.
It's much better to do a small practice every single day.
Think about it like exercise. If you go to the gym for 2 hours once a week, you will not see much improvement.
But if you exercise for 15 to 20 minutes every day, your body slowly becomes stronger.
Language learning works in the same way. Small effort repeated daily creates big results.
But Anna, what if someone says, I don't have time, my schedule is too busy?
Then they need to rethink their priorities because 15 minutes is not a big amount of time. You can practice while drinking your morning tea, while sitting in your room, or even before going to sleep.
Or even in the bathroom. No one is watching, so you can speak freely.
That's true. Sometimes the best practice happens when you are alone.
So the goal is simple. Make this 15-minute practice a daily habit.
And habits are built through repetition, not through motivation.
Motivation comes and goes, but habits stay with you.
Now, let's make this even more practical. Here are some simple ideas that you can use.
Yes, a quick list of easy techniques. Number 1, record yourself speaking and then listen to your own voice.
I know, most people don't like their own voice. Even I didn't like it at first.
Same here, but it really helps because you can notice your mistakes.
You can hear your pronunciation, your pauses, and slowly improve.
Number 2, start thinking in English. Instead of thinking in your native language, try to think simple sentences in English.
For example, instead of thinking, I need to buy milk in your own language, think, I need to buy milk in English.
At first, it may feel uncomfortable, even slow, but after a few days, it becomes natural.
And when your thinking changes, your speaking automatically improves.
So now you have a clear system and simple tools to follow. But what are some extra tips that can make learning even faster?
That's a great question because small tips can make your learning faster and more interesting.
So, here are a few simple ideas that you can start using from today. Number 3, label things in your house with English words.
Put a small note on your door that says door, and one on your table that says table, and one on your refrigerator that says refrigerator. Your house might look a little funny, like a classroom, but you will learn vocabulary very fast.
Number 4, change your phone and computer language to English. I did this when I was learning, and at first I was completely confused. I couldn't find my settings. But after a few days, I learned many new words.
That's how learning works. First, confusing, then understanding, and then confidence.
Number 5, sing English songs. It's a fun way to practice pronunciation and remember phrases.
I love singing. I'd sing in a shower every morning. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy.
What kind of songs do you sing, Anna?
Everything. Pop songs, Disney songs, anything I enjoy. Because the most important thing is to enjoy the process.
Yes, when you enjoy learning, you stay consistent. And consistency creates results.
Now, one very important point. Do not be afraid of making mistakes.
When you practice alone, there is no pressure. No one is judging you.
Your mirror will not judge you, and your pet definitely will not judge you.
So try new words, make funny sentences, and experiment with grammar.
Inspiring. Remember, every confident English speaker made thousands of mistakes before they became fluent.
Even native speakers make mistakes every day.
Mistakes are not failure. They are a part of the learning process.
So don't stop. Keep trying and keep improving, step by step.
Now, let's quickly remember the plan. 15 minutes a day. 5 minutes speaking, 5 minutes listening, and 5 minutes reading or writing.
Be creative. Talk to yourself, sing songs, think in English, and most importantly, don't be afraid.
Your English will improve. Maybe not tomorrow, but in a few weeks, you will start to see the difference.
And now it's time for today's question. What will you do today to practice English alone?
Will you describe your breakfast, listen to a short podcast, or write a few sentences in your notebook?
Whatever you choose, write it in the comments below. We would love to read your answers.
And if you try these ideas, come back after a few days and tell us your experience. Did you talk to your mirror?
Did you sing in the shower? We want to know everything.
Thank you so much for listening. We are really proud of you for learning English.
Keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself. You can do this.
See you next time on the Speak English podcast.
Goodbye, everyone.